What kind of retaliation would
Same.
you like to see? What
If they cut
should
off
we
one
do?
of our heads, then you cut off 3 of their heads. That is my belief. As a soldier, I would do it. If I was given the task to do it, I'd do it.
An army veteran, a veteran politician, political royalty. Here's Captain Amarinder Singh's journey from Prince of Patiala to two-time Chief Minister through a series of rare interviews. Amarinder Singh was born on 11th March 1942 to Maharaja Yadavinder Singh and Maharani Mohinder Kaur of the Patiala royal family. Not the brightest of students in his class, he often got into trouble for indiscipline. However, all that would change when he enrolled in the Indian Army at the age of 17. There, the young prince learned discipline and resilience.
I've been in the army since 1963. And I was sitting in fact, I was in the Western Command as ADC to General Harbakh Singh, who was the Army Commander, Western Command, from 1964 to 1968, 4 years. We used to get these situation reports morning and evening. There was not a day that there was a ceasefire on the ceasefire line. There was firing going on every time.
Captain Amarinder fought in the 1965 Indo-Pak War as part of the Sikh Regiment, the same battalion his father and grandfather were part of. He resigned from the army in 1968 to take charge of family affairs.
I had no interest in politics whatsoever. I left the army, as I left the army, my parents were both fighting. One was fighting for the Vidhan Sabha, one for Lok Sabha. And automatically you're drawn in. And once you're drawn in, then you get interested. Because basically it's a strategy. And that's what I was being trained in. That was my life. And so instead of carrying a gun, you have votes on the other side. So it became very interesting for me. And once you start meeting people and getting them involved, and people support you, then you can't let them down. When they need you, then you have to be available.
Amarinder threw his hat in the political ring in 1970 for the Dakala by-polls as an independent. He was backed by the Jansangh, Congress and others, but Amarinder still lost by a huge margin. After his father died of a heart attack in 1974, he joined the Congress in 1977 on the insistence of his school friend Rajiv Gandhi. But he lost the Punjab election again to the Akali Dal. He finally won his first election in 1980, winning the Patiala Lok Sabha seat. In 1982, he was tasked with negotiating a peace treaty with Sikh militant leader Jarnail Singh Bhindranwala.
The man who was calling the political shots was Mr. Prakash Singh Badal. He never let a settlement come about. I was part of that negotiating team. There was the Congress president, the Prime Minister who was talking to Harchand Singh Longowal. Then there was a committee of secretaries who were talking to another group. And I, Rajiv ji, myself, and one or two others were talking to some of them, and we were trying to put the whole thing together. He is the man who, every time we came to some sort of solution, he used to sabotage it.
In 1984, the Indian Army stormed the Golden Temple to flush Bhindranwala out, leading to violence and bloodshed inside one of the holiest Sikh shrines. A furious Amarinder Singh resigned from the Congress. He was further disillusioned with the party when the 1984 anti-Sikh riots broke out.
I remember seeing bodies floating in the gutters, and Guru Rakabganj Sahib, Seesganj Sahib, all of them had refugee camps going. And I went around asking them what happened. And some of them were in shock, they couldn't speak. Those who were a bit collected and could speak, they told me these mobs came and they did this to us. And I said, can you name anybody? They named Bhagat, they named Sajjan Kumar, they named Arjun Das and Dharamdas Shastri.
Amarinder made an ideological shift in 1985, joining one-time rival the Akali Dal. During his tenure as Agriculture Minister, he introduced crop insurance, crop diversification, and was instrumental in bringing PepsiCo to Punjab. But his stint with the Akali Dal would be short-lived. He resigned from the cabinet in 1986 due to Operation Black Thunder, when the NSG raided Gurdwaras in Punjab to flush extremists out. He became leader of the Akali Dal Panthik faction and won the 1992 Punjab elections. After the Akali Dal allied with the BJP, Amarinder and Prakash Singh Badal began to increasingly lock horns, and Amarinder left the Akali Dal ahead of the 1997 elections. The Akali Dal BJP alliance went on to win 93 of 117 seats. Amarinder joined the Congress a few months later and soon became a close confidant of Sonia Gandhi. He was given the Patiala ticket in 1998 but lost to the Akali Dal. He was given another chance and was made Congress's Punjab in charge. It was an uphill task, rebuilding the party's base after consecutive losses. His efforts bore fruit when in 1999 the Congress won 8 of 13 Lok Sabha seats. Amarinder then looked to recapture Punjab. Ahead of the 2002 polls, he went after the Badals, accusing them of large-scale corruption.
Their corruption, their drug businesses, everything they seem to be making money, the buses, sand and bajri and liquor, and you just name it and it's made. So that image has completely finished them all.
Is it just an image or is there truth to the allegations?
Oh, absolutely true.
In 2002, the Congress won 62 seats and Amarinder was sworn in as Chief Minister. He launched a statewide crackdown on corruption and came to be viewed as a no-nonsense administrator. During his tenure, Punjab's roadways were developed and power connectivity to rural areas improved. But his strategy of personally attacking the Badals boomeranged ahead of the 2007 polls. The Akali Dal taunted him with the election slogan, Badal, Badali or Badla, painting him as a man hell-bent on personal vengeance rather than one out to fight corruption for selfless reasons. The Congress lost the 2007 elections and the Badals were quick to exact revenge. In 2008, he was expelled from the Punjab Assembly due to financial irregularities over land deals, but was later exonerated by the Supreme Court in 2010. In the 2012 Punjab Assembly elections, the Congress suffered a shock defeat.
It is the responsibility of the president whether you lose or win.
Right.
If I win, I win. If my win, and if I lose, it's my loss. As a president, you have to. But I did tell the Congress president this, and she agreed with me, and so did the vice president, that that we gave a lot of seats to undeserving candidates. Instead of choosing a man that this man is going to win, let's give it. You gave 10 seats to A, 5 seats to B, 7 seats to C.
That sort of patronage
And
to
that
give
sort
away.
of thing can't work. And out of those 39 that you gave, we only won 6.
In 2014, Amarinder made headlines when he faced off against BJP's Arun Jaitley for the Amritsar Lok Sabha seat.
Basically, Jaitley is a sinking ship. And the sooner he understands that, the better. Nobody wants him in Amritsar. Why doesn't he go somewhere else and fight his elections?
मैं सिर्फ इश्यूज की गल कर रहा हुण मैं सब तो पहले अमृतसर वास्ते विजन डॉक्यूमेंट दिता वो मेरे उत्ते जाति टिप्पणी कर देंगे लेकिन उस विजन डॉक्यूमेंट ते उन्होंने कुछ नहीं कहना.
As the election progressed, their exchanges at times got personal.
We were talking to Mr. Arun Jaitley yesterday, and at his press conference, he did say that you're just fit enough to be a gutter inspector. What do you have to say to that?
Well, he knows what a gutter inspector must have been born in a gutter, I don't know.
And also, you're often accused of being too much of a Maharaja, not so hands-on, not being able to reach out to people. Is that an allegation?
He's going to have his pants taken off, and he's got a fetish for they call it the nursery rhymes. I told him that he must remember the little 3 little pigs. And the little pig, he reminds me of him when he's going to do wee 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 and go all the way home.
Amarinder defied the 2014 Modi wave and defeated Jaitley by a margin of over 1 lakh votes. But others in the Congress failed to replicate his success. Their meager 44-seat victory saw Sonia Gandhi offer to resign, but loyalist Amarinder was fiercely against it.
Mrs. Gandhi should definitely be our president, number one. And I feel that Rahulji should be our vice president, should come in and lead of the legislative party. And I also believe, which I have said, that Priyanka ji should come in and become, and I think she and Rahulji will complement each other.
As leaders began quitting the Congress in the aftermath of successive losses in state elections, Amarinder stood by the Gandhis.
I think those people who have left us today should do some introspection. After all, parties win, parties lose. This, if we've lost, doesn't matter, we'll win next time.
With the 2017 Punjab polls fast approaching, Amarinder once again turned up the heat on the ruling Akali Dal.
Things are getting from bad to worse. Industries moved out of Punjab. Your textile industry has moved out to Ahmedabad, then it's gone to Rajasthan. Your bicycle industries all moved out from here to Jharkhand. Everyone's moving out. There are no job creation avenues left at all. And this is why drugs are going up, number one, and people who want to make some future for themselves, they're moving abroad. 4 weeks you give me, and I will break this nexus of these drugs, and I will use the same police to do it.
He tried to make himself more approachable, starting events like Coffee with Captain to reach out to the masses.
I had made it clear to the Congress president well in advance that I am not interested in parliamentary politics. I'm interested in assembly politics and Punjab politics. And I'll tell you why. My love is Punjab. I will always be in Punjab and I will do all in my process for Punjab.
Amarinder Singh rode to victory in Punjab in 2017, a bright spot for the otherwise beleaguered Congress. When Rahul was elevated as Congress president, Amarinder was one of the first to back him.
I wish the press would be a bit more accommodating, let's say, because everyone is just harping on him and trying to play him down by calling him Baba or calling him Pappu or calling him some silly name like that. That doesn't behove it. I think everyone should be judged by their performance, not because he is Mr. Gandhi.
As Chief Minister, Amarinder has worked to put his people first.
How can I go around telling the farmer that you don't burn this paddy even though there's a law? Because we asked this government, you give 100 rupees per acre extra because to prevent burning, you have to do another agriculture operation. The farmer cannot exist on his current income, and then you're telling him from that income to spend more money on stop burning, putting up the clouds and not burning them. It won't work. I feel ashamed to have to do that to my farmers when they're already starving and their children are dying of hunger.
In 2018, he was put on the spot after his minister Navjot Singh Sidhu was seen hugging the Pakistan Army Chief General Bajwa.
As I understand it, you were not against his going to Pakistan, is that correct?
Well, no minister can leave without asking the chief minister.
Yeah, and you didn't
So I gave him permission to go.
Why?
He had been Imran Khan's cricketing buddy, and they had played together, and they knew each other. So that's fine. If the fellow is being sworn in as Prime Minister, let him go. If he wants to go, he's go. So that I had no objection to. But what I objected to was, and I still object to that he goes and, we are losing people every day. We are losing about 300 people killed or wounded every year in Kashmir, in Northern Command, which looks after the Kashmir area. And you go then and you hug the general who has given the orders for those people to be shot. I mean, that is unacceptable, totally unacceptable. And I told this to Mr. Sidhu when he came back. But then, as I said, a soldier looks at things differently and an ordinary civilian differently. And probably he never thought in this regard. I would have turned my back on the general.
His firm administration and commitment to development won him the Ideal Chief Minister Award in 2020. His privileged background notwithstanding, Captain Amarinder Singh has proved that his heart belongs to the people of the state. But he's made it clear he does not intend to retire a politician.
I only want this one term. I'm not going to fight after this. This is my
This
last.
is it?
This is my last term.
Really?
But I think it's enough. I want to get down to writing some more and doing some more research on battles and all. So that's my military history, my forte. But I've enjoyed it.
If the Congress is to maintain its hold over Punjab, it would do them well to groom another statesman like the captain.